with a tertiary filter on the end of the plant, you can now call it reuse water at that point.
We've had discussions with Ray here about them using it for cooling towers, so it would have to be true before they can use it.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and, again, so with a cooling tower, nutrients in there that could add algae growth. So then you're having to add more biocides to the cooling system. It's not that it can't be used, but it would be a perfect use for cooling towers. So for that purpose. So again, the clarifiers that would go down just below there between the clarifiers and the UV disinfection system. Pretty simple system to put in. It's not the cheapest thing in the world. So that's what you were waiting for me to show you some numbers. It would require a new concrete structure. We'd have to put in it's a low head pump to pump it into this structure and then it gravity feeds out. The filters themselves, though, fit nicely in there. Very easy to operate and maintain. There's a automatic backwash system. About every 7 to 10 years, you go in and replace these, the cloth media. It's not a very expensive proposition to do that. So very good units. We've used them throughout the Southeast on a number of projects. So where we're at in terms of the schedule, we've submitted the design development report. There's also an environmental information document that you have to put together, just saying, are there any impacts that are caused by this project? And most of these are beneficial impacts, but you have to say good, bad, or ugly. And then there's an anti-degradation review you have to do, basically looking at the costs of why are you going to the river with this water? Do you have other uses? So still having those other uses is great. You always want to keep a point discharge, even if you're reusing every gallon in the summer. In the winter, there's not going to be as much cooling need. There's not going to be as much irrigation need. You want to always keep a discharge to the river. And with this water, the cleanliness of this water, you're not impacting the river in that way. So
let me make sure I'm straight. Mm-hmm. So we're on the phosphorus, we're at a 1 now.
That'll be the new permit at 4 MGD.
Are we over 1?
And you're at 2 right now. You're averaging 2. It was mostly just right around 2 to up to as high as 3 over time. It's down as low as.
Where do you think that's coming from?
It's just naturally occurring. Yeah. So it's naturally occurring in residential wastewater. Comes in at probably about 4 or 5 typically. Your ammonia numbers are going to be around 40 or 50. We cut both of those down to roughly 1 with the filtration system.
So it's going to cost $2.6 million to take care of it.
So they're looking at it. That's where we're at, about $2.6 million to do it. There are some funds out there right now that we've talked about some of the ARPA funds. I don't think they could be used in this case because it wasn't part of the corridor of that project. I think we're going to give it one last shot. We'll give them a call just to make sure that those funds couldn't be used. But there are some funds through GIFA through Department of Community Affairs. If we have an industry, it's kind of one of those bird in hand things, but there are funds available up to $2 million. And those are, at least with the current administration, and it looks like it's going to continue to get funded every year. Those funds are available each year. So they have a planning system, and then they also have a construction side of it. I think this project could be used. So
if we did work that out, we're in here, then we'd probably be eligible for that grant.
We need to do it now.
It would be, well, so the next go around is going to be in October. So it would be a good time to go ahead and put in that application. Relatively simple process. We can handle that. And but it's, like I said, it's through DCA, through a grant. And so and you find out very quickly if you got it or not. So I think that one's definitely worth going after.
So what do we need to do on our side as far as, because there has to be industry in hand, we'd have to have the talks with that.
Yeah, let's just say you don't have to have them in hand, but again, just like with EDA grants, any of these grants, it helps to have some kind of a letter saying they are coming.
So a
It doesn't
letter
have to be,
from the Red Deer.
from whoever, the industry that's expanding or whatever, as long as we have something from them saying, we're planning this many jobs and we're coming.
They're willing to take it, it's just a matter of doing it.
Right.
You know, 'cause there's cost not just in this, there's cost in actually the pipes to get to them.
Right. And there are other funds that would be needed for that as well. So, yeah, but at least every little bit counts. And unfortunately, these days, it takes a lot of bit just for these little bits. So,
So the 2.6 does not include the pipeline.
no, that is just the structure, a pump, filtration, and an alum feed system. It's $1 a gallon to get this upgrade, basically, to get to your next. For a brand new treatment plant, it's $30 a gallon now to build a new treatment plant.
So what would it cost us when we're building 15 if we build again today?
It would be, so if you built a 4 MGD plant today at times $30, you're looking at $120 million.
Okay, how much for it?
11.
$11
Yeah.
million. What a
Yep.
great deal.
You got a great deal. Projects we were doing 2018, 2019, it was $10 a gallon now. And then 3 years later, building the exact same plant, it was 3 times the cost just because of COVID and all the cost impacts. Yeah. So, anyway, so that's where things are at, and we can help out in terms of that funding application. Get with Bill, get with Rhonda on that, and make sure we can get that application in.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, who will determine if we can go to 4?
So, I mean, in terms of the funding or just,
No. Who will decide that we can
Change our
upgrade?
permit.
for the new permit. So EPD has still been reviewing. It's gone on a while now.
Like 4 years to review
I've
that.
kind of
There,
I put a thumb on them this last time just because I know they're kind of understaffed and I don't know why it's gotten kind of pushed back, but they understand we've sent all this in 2024 and it's still not reviewed yet. We've gotten one comment back. We gave them back the information quickly and it's been another year since then. So, but we've been putting some pressure on them and they said, yes, they're working on it now. So hopefully we'll hear back. I said,
who can speed that up?
we can,
Who can?
Who can?
Up there. Talk to me.
the higher we can go and
I got a
push it
good
down.
friend.
Nobody's watching the cameras right now. Just tell us
Yeah, Jeff Huntsman.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can work from the top down as needed. So
It's time to. 4 years later, it's time to.
Well, I've talked to Jeff several
I
times,
know
and
Jeff
he
real
keeps
well,
saying we'll help you. I hadn't pushed that button,
well,
but he's a really good friend of my daughter. They're better friends than he and I. But
yeah. No,
We're
he's,
to
he
the
got
point we
something,
can't
and
really-
I'd cut him off.
We're to the point we can't really expand our industrial park out there hardly without where we're at, right, Bill?
Well, today, we're pretty safe because of some of the work that Anthony and Patrick have done. We have dropped the inflow and infiltration amount quite a bit. We're only running like 1.2 million gallons a day now. So we've got a million gallons per day cushion. But we have some commitments like Healthy Pet as an example. They're going to ask for 300,000 gallons a day. Whatever comes in the industrial park.
It's
you know,
200, right?
Pardon?
The industrial park was planned for 200, right?
That's what we plan for at this point, but until that happens, we really don't know.
That's half the use right there.
That's right. And you never want to commit more than 80% of what your capacity is.
So we've invested a lot of money in industrial park, and here it is. It may not be able to get used if we don't get this permit.
Time to move.
it is coming.
Do
It
what
will
you
be
gotta
coming. It will be coming, but I've been pushing them on a lot of projects, unfortunately. But yeah, we know Jeff real well too, and if we have to go that direction, maybe between your daughter and some of the folks in our company, we can help if we need to. But they promised that we'll say at the worker bee level that we'll be getting a response soon. So
All right, any other questions?
One more comment. In order for the Thomas and Hutton to carry out the scope of the work, obviously, they're gonna need some more funding.
I didn't know that's coming.
Always.
I think they probably have more than spent the amount that we originally committed.
So
So
what we talking about?
I guess we should ask them to give us a proposal to move forward.
We still, I mean, all we've done is the design development report, so there would be a, final design, so we can get that to Bill, and then that could be
And
presented.
that'll come with a guarantee of the permit increase?
And then, yeah, and if I put a guarantee on that, maybe,
Oh, my goodness. Of course.
no, we will
We need to
definitely
get a
work to make it.
proposal, I think, from more than one engineer firm. I don't know. why the engineer- We need a proposal. It's cost a lot of money. We need a proposal from more than one outfit to see kind of where we stand.
I agree.
That's right. All right, any other questions, board? Anything else? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, item B, discussion of 2026 Police Department mid-year statistics report. Chief Hamilton, you got it.
Good evening. We want to come tonight to talk about what we've done for the last 7 months for the police department. It's been a very busy year or so far. And as y'all, I know y'all received this through y'all's packet, but you can tell that the roads are really busy as well. We were about six officers short when we started in January, and we were blessed to get a couple guys from another agency that came and they have some experience. And we have one graduate the police academy and 4 currently that are about to graduate next Friday. And we just hired another guy, so we are just one short now. So that's a blessing for the police department because we haven't done that in a long time. So the things we've done since we're so young is, or what our command staff has done was we adjusted the captain and lieutenants have adjusted their schedule. That way we could be here or during the shift change and a little later during the night. That way we could be there for answer any questions or help them out on the calls. And just give them advice for them. So, and that's helped out a lot for the shift change. Just the communication is better now for our guys that were there. So some of the things for the incident report so far is 724 incident reports our guys have done. Accident reports, 220. DUIs, 36. Misdemeanor warrants is 266. And that could be anywhere from shoplifting at Walmart to burglaries or theft by takings. Most of them are shopliftings. That is a high crime for Walmart. For some reason, they think they can steal in Walmart, and there's so many cameras there. But
Well, you got people working it too. That's the reason you get somebody good.
they do, yeah. The guy at Walmart is very good, very, very good. So we got felony arrests of 62, drug arrest 62, traffic citations. We wrote 1,279, but we gave 5,600 warnings. So we're giving more warnings than citations, and we want voluntary compliance. We're out there to enforce safety and let people know what's going on. And then, like I say, some of them, the DUIs, they're going to get citations and stuff like that. So total calls for service for us for 7 months is 13,248. And now that's some shifts we've had 3 people per shift at 4 at times the max. So that's a lot of calls, 24 hours a day. Special operations, which is investigators, they've done 36 misdemeanor warrants, 67 felony warrants, and 25 search warrants.
So how many calls you say was total?
13,248
Okay, how, in what time period?
from January 1st to July. Total reports for investigative division, CID, was 84 reports. So that's a two-man group that's done 84 reports. So they're busy every day.
What's your average calls per day? You know that?
They go, it could be 10 to 30, 10 to 40. You know, now that the kids are back in school, hopefully they'll go down some. Summertime is pretty busy. So training,
70 calls a day. That's a lot.
if you go for the shifts, yeah. Sometimes you do the rollovers and there's 18, 19. So
It's a lot of calls.
a lot of calls. And you know, when you go to these reports, it might take some of them 30 minutes at a time. You know, you can't just go and 2 minutes you're gone again. There might be a domestic where you're spending time. We're taking one to jail. It might take 30, 45 minutes to book one into jail. And so that process it backs up a lot. For training for us, since we've got our Lexipol Police One, we started doing monthly classes. And that's went really well. And some of the classes that they've taken is Fourth Amendment, the search and seizure, dealing with armed suspects, defensive driving basics, domestic violence, felony traffic stops, report writing, and investigating impaired drivers. That's just some of the self-paced ones that they could take. And there's hundreds of them that they could take. And then for the leadership development, well, we've started all supervisors. We were required them to do a 6-part series of extreme ownership, a training course. And every one of them's completed that so far. The captain just finished up his certification in Department of Homeland Security certification. He just took his last class for that. And then every year they're required to do 20 hours of annual training, but the governor requires these classes right here in de-escalation, community policing, gang awareness, and human trafficking and use of force. So they're required to have those every year, plus the other ones that we get. And what we've done for us, though, we've allowed our guys to have a 40-hour class per year to further more training. So if they, for their advanced training and stuff like that, we allow that. We've been graciously, Flexi has gave us a lot of classes that we've taken advantage of. It don't cost us anything at all. And it's here. We got one in instructor school, and this is his last week for that. So we'll have another instructor on board. And then September, next month, we're 8th and 9th, we're going to be holding an ethics training, and then below 100 training. And Captain Clay Kickotter from GSP is the one we're holding this here for us. And what we've done, we've combined it with the fire department. So the police and fire, we're going to do it at Cracker Williams. That way, kind of go mingle and all that and train together since we go to calls together. And then other training we're doing is going to be taser training. Our tasers are here now. So we're waiting to get all that stuff switched over. And then we'll be doing our firearms optics training once our firearms arrive. So that's 7 months of everything. It's been busy. We've been blessed. And but
I did have a call from somebody at Briarwood, and they were telling me how things have improved. That y'all made presence out there. It's about the crimes dropped down out there. So
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
yes, sir. And like I said, we still, our guys are continuous going out there. Our sergeants have been doing a really good job with their shifts, making sure going that way, hitting other neighborhoods. And another thing that with the 4 guys getting out of cabinet next week, each one's going to have a training on for FTO. So it's going to be really busy. We're going to have 5 guys on a shift, but really you can't count them until after their 16 weeks of training. So there's a lot of training going on at the police department.
Any questions for me?
I just want to say, I get a lot of compliments from the public and myself. Your officers have a professional appearance, dresses, all that stuff is very professional. And compared to some of the departments in surrounding other places.
Yes.
And so I know they've been working shorthanded, but they're doing a very good job. I think you and your officers are all doing very good.
Thank you.
I get a lot of compliments from the public.
Anybody else?
Yeah. As far as recruitment, is it any future visions or plans you have to recruit more police officers to help? Because I know it's hard in the area right now for you. Is there anything you got coming up or any ideas you have to recruit more police officers?
I've shared some with Mr. Ellis about, we've tried to do a hometown. We've tried to find kids in our area that are wanting to come back from the military, and come. And we actually right now, we just recruit or talked to one. We've hired one just now that's starting academy at the end of
That's
the
the one
month.
you was talking about?
And then we've got one coming up that when the major leaves, we'll be able to fill another spot. And we kind of give him a conditional offer for him for January, for academy in January. So we're still trying to keep them interested, and that way we can hire the guys that are local. And this gentleman was just got out of the military.
Is it a different incentive if they have like military training or that pass, or it's still the same?
It's the same,
Okay,
but we do like military.
I know. I would too. So,
I certainly, Mayor, I want to say this, that the command staff and the supervisors have done some necessary work to really enhance the things that you all had requested of us at the beginning of this year, and have taken very good steps. We've had a number of meetings, a number of opportunities to talk about training and recruitment. As we talk about, recruiting, we wanted to try to get some homegrown people into the pipeline of the agency, but also understanding that there are qualified individuals who may not want to live here, but can bring their gifts and talents to us. And so they have done a very good job of having a better screening process and working through the logistics of our hiring, this our psychological exam, our background process, and we're not just hiring the people who we would consider the rejects of other departments. We want quality people to come through here, and we're taking our time and enhancing that. And the chief and all the command staff have really stepped up to improve that. Where we are now, with one person short, I know that the challenges of people coming and going is always, going to be a challenge. But I think that we're in a good place with some great officers who want to be here and want to work here and want to serve this community. And so I'm grateful for that. I will just add to, as you've all seen a number of things on the news about, our flock systems, me and the chief and the captain have been, really monitoring that. Commissioner Altman called us the other day. We actually had a issue that we were able to get in and resolve. It was actually DOT out there, but we are doing the audits. We're checking on those different things and making sure that our officers are in compliance with the appropriate use of those systems. And so I want to make sure you all know that we are monitoring that and making sure, and we have set out an expectation moving forward that we are going to continue to monitor, and the officers know the expectations of the chief as well. So as of today, we don't have any issues that we have to report to Georgia Post or the Georgia Bureau of Investigations as it relates to flock.
I would like to add, if you're having trouble recruiting, maybe a little facial hair incentive would go a long way. Get them to come up. Just throw it out there for anybody who might be interested.
I'd respectfully disagree with you. That's one reason we meet so professional.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Discussion on the 2026 Fire Department mid-year statistics. Chief Huffman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Year to date, from January 1st to today's date, I think the papers are in your book too, but so far this year, we've had 1,387 calls, 160 being fire-related calls, 24 being structure fires, 24 being transportation, whether it's vehicle, semi, whatever, some sort of transportation means of the fire, 111 outside fire, whether it's grass fires or sheds are also included in that outside fire. Medical calls, we've responded to 762 calls. That includes motor vehicle accidents, not just a medical call.
How many of those are ellipses?
I don't really have a breakdown on that.
Can you get
Unfortunately, what's that?
Can you get that?
We can try. January 1st, the National Fire Incident Reporting System changed their software, and all of these software providers are having trouble keeping up with all the changes. For the first 3 months of the year, we couldn't even put an owner's name in an incident report when we filled it out. We just have to type it in a narrative. So they're slowly getting caught up to get all the stuff, the data we pull on a lot of these exported sheets like this you got to go in and actually verify a lot of it because it'll have City of Jessup Fire Station 1, and then some of the reports will say Jessup Fire Station 1 instead of, so it's got the data broke up into all these different parts that you got to go in and individually look at every single report. But I could probably go in and get one of them to go in there and start pulling how many are actual lift assist calls. Then there's hazardous situation calls. There's 88 of them, whether it's gas leaks, fuel spills, anything hazardous. Public assistance could be alarms and other assistant calls. That's 190. Far as the data that y'all got in your book, it breaks it down per shift, breaks it down time of the day, and all that information if you want to go over any of that. If you look on page 4 on the sheets, it breaks it down for City of Jessup, and then Wayne County calls also on there. So 944 of the 1,200 calls or 1,300 calls been inside the city limits.
I'm sorry, how many's been inside versus outside?
944 out of the 1,387.
Nine what?
944.
44.
When you had the medical calls, did you have that broken down inside, outside?
We can probably get the system to pull it.
I know you know where I'm driving with this, you
Yeah.
know, our
Oh, yeah.
contract outside.
Yeah, I can work on trying to get that. It probably take a little bit of time, but I can pull all that data and get it emailed to y'all. But that's it on the incident reports, unless y'all have any information. The next thing discuss is the training that we've done so far this year. As you know, ISO is one of the biggest requirement we have to meet for training. The state requires 24 hours for you to maintain your state certification as a firefighter. ISO for a firefighter needs 192 hours. Driver, which is the engineer, requires 204 hours. Officers, 216 hours. Then every firefighter needs 18 hours of annual facility training that's in an approved live fire building. Hazmat training, 6 hours a year. And new drivers, if we hire somebody that's going to be driving, their initial training 60 hours in the first year that they have to get. So far this year, we've done a total of 3,619 hours of training. We've hosted or have scheduled throughout the rest of the year 11 gypstick courses at the department. This has brought personnel from surrounding departments around our counties, and we've had some as far away as Griffin coming to Jessup for training at the fire station. Lexipol, we started utilizing it beginning of January. We have some of the following topics that it covers is health and safety, ethics, hazmat, officer training is utilized on the online training platform. And then the Lexipol procedure and policy manual that we got with this training platform, we've been working on it for the past year with the Lexipol representatives in the city attorney's office. We started rolling out the policies on that platform about a month ago, and our time is about ended with the onboarding process. So we're in the process of getting everything rolled out on the Lexipol platform for policies and procedures. Any other questions?
Use your ladder truck yet?
We have taken it on the call. We've got all the initial training from E1 was provided. Everybody had completed that. We're still waiting on some of the equipment to come in for it, but we got maintenance training scheduled for the end of this week. We're utilizing the former Hinesville firefighter that was in charge of their ladder trucks over there. He's coming to give some pointers to the guys to make sure they know how to properly do it and speed up the process, because it's a lot of grease you got to take off of that ladder, 75-foot ladder, and then apply it properly.
You kind of messed the flag up a little, didn't it?
What's that?
It kind of messed the flag up a little bit.
It did, which we did get it clean, so it looks pretty
They
good.
look good though.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, it did.
it did.
Do all the guys do maintenance, or is that just the engineers?
Well, it's going to probably involve the whole shift. This training that we're going to do at the end of the week, mainly going to be the engineers. We're going to try to get all in there where they
So
know
they're
how to.
primarily responsible for the truck, I
Yeah,
assume.
we're going to have certain engineers. That's going to be their responsibility, is that truck. So we're not going to let just anybody jump in and drive.
You have any more questions, Corey?
Mayor, as you have, brought up the concern for the medical calls, as me and the chief continue to work and monitor that, we haven't noticed the amount that was. And we're certain that it is still being requested, but there is a decrease in that. As you know, EMS just went through another change for director, so we haven't had a chance to sit down and talk with him about, those expectations and working with the county administrator, but we are going to. We wanted to give him time to be officially appointed. He has been, and so we will certainly sit down and talk with him.
We're all about trying to help people. Part of that thing too is some of the lift states are going to outside the county is going to private ambulance. They're getting paid for the call.
A lot of those are inside the city, right, Chief?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those medical.
Private-
If it's in the city, that's.
Private company they've cut back drastically. We don't get
Good.
called by the private services much, but we have had a few, but they are, when you're sending two people on a truck to either
So it's
load
most
up.
of
the
the
truck.
county is calling, not the private.
Yeah,
sector.
I mean, it's legitimate calls. They need some assistance.
I had a chance to run into the new, can't remember his name, the new EMS director. Mel, yeah, very nice man, very nice. And
Yes.
he was very complimentary of our whole fire department. In fact, he even told me that they plan to start doing like Glenn County, and they just voluntarily will go to a structure fire and stand by just in case one of our guys gets overheated or needs assistance or something like that. So I share the mayor's concern about a lot of these calls, but I think it seems as though the county is making a better effort
That's good.
to get along.
They have been.
Well, and it's like, people are talking about what value it is at times, especially in the city. Now, this isn't the city, but I was at the country club the other day, and a man had a heart attack, I think, out there, and y'all's people were the first one there taking care of him. That's
And
nice.
the county did hire part-time personnel. They got some part-time personnel this year, and a lot of them are our off-duty people, but
You get along pretty well with the county chief?
most of the time.
That was a tricky question, wasn't
The
it?
county they do respond to a lot more of their calls now. They're only part-time during the day, so night we still got some county departments that lack volunteers.
Thank you for what you do. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
Well,
Probably should flip these up next year.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Same
Quick, go
thing.
ahead and get the other department head in first before we do the MLK building.
I think we should just go in order as it is. It's not.
Let's go. Go with it.
I'm sticking to order.
Okay, that's fine. Item D, discussion approval of Fire Station 1 renovations and MLK building. Mr. Ellis.
So you all asked us to provide you with an engineering company that could take an opportunity to assess the MLK building. I did send you an email copy of that, and I provided, Mr. Payton provided that to the ones that are on the committee that met yesterday, and we've also included that into your book for your review. I just wanted to bring up a few things that, we need to stay on top of. As you know, we had to have these funds obligated by 2024, 12/31 of 2024. We obligated our ARPA SLURF funds for the Fire Station 2 new build and the renovation of Fire Station 1. And 12/31 of 26, we have to have these funds spent. Now, we are in the process of reporting to which GFA is handling this particular portion for ARPA and SLURF for us in this particular project. So we are in the process of reporting to them where our projects are, updating them on, our East Jessup is, nearing the end, where we are with Station 2, and then what we're deciding to do with Station 1. There's been a lot of concern and conversation that has been discussed over the last couple of weeks about how we're going to move forward with Station 1. And so I wanted to put this on the agenda tonight so that we can get some final direction from you all, and also give you the opportunity to speak about, the concerns of what we have presented to you all and what you already have approved and obligated for us to do for the direction on that part.
So, guys, I'm gonna chime in first. So
Yeah.
currently, where we stand, my understanding is previous board back for has
2024.
MLK building under the fire department. That was board action. Currently, the last board action, there's a set of plans to renovate Station 2, which is about we're doing, and to renovate Station 1 with an addition. That's part of that. That's what was approved as of last. Question is that what we're gonna do? So that's what was before y'all today. What do you want to do?
Nick, you want to let us on our previous plans that that you have in progress for us right now?
So yeah, that was a new build for Station 2. And the remaining funds that would be left over from that, we would move them over and allocate to renovate Station 1 with a new addition for living quarters. We
That's
had,
approximately $1 million, right?
yes,
And
that's,
your additional build and repairs currently would meet the $1 million, would get that done.
these were the quotes that we estimated to, at the time of this approval, when we obligated these funds, that is what the costs that we estimated. And that was through a number of different, people who participated in helping put those estimates together. Now, granted, some of the costs probably have changed. As we have been in this work with Station 2 for a little over a year now, we know that things have gone up, and we are having to make the adjustments. As of 2 weeks ago, we reviewed all of our Station 2, priorities, things that we know that we have to get done within a time frame to make sure it doesn't prevent the completion from ending. We were on budget and we were actually under budget with that particular project. So we feel that we will come in with the obligated amount that we will come in under that. So we would have the additional funds to apply over to Station 1.
So the current plan that you have, that you're working on, that was approved at that time, was to do the addition and do Station 1. The discussion yesterday was.
Can I interrupt you for a
Sure,
minute?
go ahead. I'm just trying to. get everybody to-
Station 1,
Yes.
current plan, living quarters, housing.
So that would be,
Office.
yes. So in
Can
the
we
new
review
build-
that too, please?
Yes, so in the new build of Station 1, the new build, that would be the addition, we had planned to do the new build would take care of all of the living quarters, which would have, give us roughly 8 to 10 rooms. It would allow us to have a living common area with the kitchen, closet space. It would have 4 bathrooms. 2 would be ADA compliant to allow the public to utilize those individual bathrooms. And then we would have additional restrooms and bathrooms for the firefighters that would occupy the space of the living quarters. And
Say that again. Say that last part again for me.
so we would have rooms for the public, which will be ADA compliant. And then we would have additional restrooms for the firefighters to use that would not be accessible to the public.
Okay. And then their
so
living
that was-
quarters?
And so in the current, that'd be the additional. In the current building, our goal was to take that building out, tear out the existing restrooms, living quarters, and the day room that is currently in there, turn the day room into a training facility room, and create new offices and new storage in the living quarters, and where the chief and the assistant chief currently occupy their offices. That would all be renovated and turned into office space and storage space. So
So they don't have like when I say living quarters, not rooms, but they're like their
Yeah.
rest areas, their room. Like you walk into the station now, they have an area where
Yeah, I'll show
basically.
you.
So my question is the training facility. The training facility is going to be inside Station 1,
A training room.
the training room.
Yes, a training room.
Classroom.
Okay.
Training classroom.
I thought the classroom was in the metal building out back.
There is one.
That's what I thought too. That's why I was confused when I heard
Yes,
training room.
but
I was
when
thinking that we already had an
renovated Station
existing
1, we
training
would add
room.
them another training room in,
Okay.
and that was in the original
Yeah,
discussion.
the current classroom right now, the PT equipment we have is over in the MLK building, and 2 or 3 of the rooms over there. We'd move it into the current classroom.
Uh-huh.
Right now, that classroom has no restrooms. People walk from out there to the station and use the restroom. We move the classroom into the building and use that. If we're not going to utilize the MLK building, we move the PT equipment back into where the classroom used to have the PT equipment, and then put the classroom inside the station.
Okay. When I think of the MLK building, I think of EMS and senior citizens building. So when I think about the MLK building, I think about 2 different buildings. So at one time, the EMS was in one portion and the senior citizen center was in the other. Correct?
No, the senior citizen was first, wasn't
Yes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yes, but
There's a firewall too.
yes, and there's an existing firewall that divides the 2 on my last
If you look
visit
at
over
the front
there.
of the building, EMS was on the left.
Right. So basically, when we say the MLK building, I initially think two different buildings. So I would like for you to say, when you're saying the MLK building, are you talking about the EMS portion? Or are you talking about the whole building?
The whole building.
Well, you have plans for that, don't you?
We have some old ones that a firefighter, back, I think it was around 2018.
Yeah, can you share those with us?
He had a CAD program.
I've seen that. Nick, I think this out when I come to your office and looked at. This is the new one.
This is for this is what? The proposal originally was to do with
And I
MLK.
can't figure this is for scale.
Say not to scale.
Yeah.
And this is your proposed plan for,
This is
218.
what we had in 2018.
for
The MLK, the entire MLK.
This is before the plans for
the
fire
new,
station.
yes,
So
before the
these
new.
are- This was in when you didn't have the
Yeah.
fire station 1 and fire station 2 plans. Gotcha.
Yeah, this was, like I say, 2018.
Okay.
Like I say, you can't say that it's to scale, but the walls are kind of drawn how they are. The only walls that would be added would be what's in red on there. Rest of them should line up to where existing walls are in the building right now.
Okay, Chief, I don't want you to think I'm the one that's asking all the questions today. What you need is what I want. What you need. Because I'm looking at offices and classrooms here. And I'm
Yes.
looking at offices and classrooms here.
If the MLK was utilized, that plan that you have there
Yeah,
would not be, the existing station that's there right now would be demoed and living quarters, nothing but living quarters for the firefighters would be in the existing area.
And there would be no addition.
No
But-
addition.
Can we use, that'd be a total change, we have to spend ARPA, so isn't ARPA an issue here?
So ARPA would not be an issue because you would be able to utilize the $1 million for the entire Station 1. Where you cannot apply ARPA is into MLK.
That's what I'm saying, if we swap the plan and we put it in MLK, we can't
Okay,
use the
can't
money.
use the money that
No,
way.
no,
You have to
we've got to do the Station 1 renovations anyway. What we're deciding is, and the Public Safety Committee met on this yesterday. What we're deciding on is we got to do Station 1 regardless. Am I correct?
That is correct.
But we're deciding is, do we want to do Station 1 with an addition? Or do we want to do Station 1 and instead of the addition, use the MLK building? The addition would be like a metal building going out the back.
How are you gonna pay for that? How are you gonna pay
The
for
same way we're
if you
paying for
eliminate
this.
the metal building and you go, which is under ARPA, how are you gonna pay for it over there with the MLK, because you can't use ARPA on that?
We're going to spend the ARPA money remodeling Station 1. You got to do Station 1 regardless.
That's, the cost is, we do.
We don't know what the cost is going to be. And if there's any left, we can repurpose some of that, can't we, to the other ARPA project? Is that right?
Well, as long as it was our project for which we were obligated by 12/31 of 2020.
Yeah, which we have another project, right?
But if we follow the plans for Station 1 and Station 2, do we need the MLK? Because this is 2018. This is what I'm seeing. Why do we need to still do this if we got that already planned, already budget? I'm just trying to make sense of it to me.
Well, we would not be doing the addition. We would be, instead of the addition,
Is the addition already planned
Yes.
and paid for?
it's not,
It's not paid
Is it
for yet.
budgeted?
It's-
His budget.
Okay, so make what you're saying make sense is what I'm saying, because you're not making
okay, let me
sense.
see if you can follow this. We got to remodel Station 1,
Mhm.
right? Okay, so we could go out back with a metal building and put an addition onto Station 1
Mhm.
and do something else with MLK.
Okay.
Or we could not do the metal addition and put that over in the nice brick MLK building. So it's just a matter of where we want the extra space to be.
It's still not making sense because the nice MLK building been there since 2018 storing equipment. They have a plan that they seem to be okay with and it seems to work.
We had a
I don't
plan before
understand.
this one. Which plan would you prefer, Chief?
Good
I know
question.
this is kind of above your pay grade on
I
this thing,
mean,
but
I think
go ahead.
I think
I don't
what we're
understand what
simply
the-
asking is what's on here that you want that you don't have on here? And is this missing something that you feel like you need and I'm going to say this because I've just said it again, 2 buildings. That's how I see this. A portion of this and not all of this. Are you following me? Is there something that you feel like you need a portion of the MLK building that you don't have this, or will you be feasible with, just as Commissioner Cockfield said, building an addition, which we have talked about numerous of times on the back of on the back side of the property of the station?
I mean, if we go with the addition, if we can get the stuff that we need, we had from 2018 planned for that building inside the footprint of the station, then we're fine with that.
Okay.
I mean,
So you say you don't.
I don't think we've really drawn up plans for the remodel.
So from what I can boil down here is we're looking at a difference of around 12 or 1,100 square feet. You get more square footage if you go with the MLK, less square footage if we go with the addition. But we're going to probably come in, and nobody knows, I know that, but we're
Right.
probably going to come in cheaper by building a new facility rather than digging into whatever happens to come from renovating a very old, dilapidated, abandoned facility that's been abandoned since, like he said, 2018 or whatever, right? So it's been sitting unoccupied for a long time, which is the worst thing you can do with a building. And we're going to, I think the fiscally responsible thing to do is to go with what's planned, what's budgeted, even though we may overspend a little bit because we do. Inflation is a thing, rather than unhashing something that we have no idea for 1,100 square foot. It's not necessarily needed.
Well, you say it's gonna cost more money. I don't quite understand where you get that from, because the quote we got from a general contractor to do the addition behind the station is 1.9 million. Now granted, that's probably high. If we do it ourselves, it would come in less.
Yeah.
The same general contractor who's using these quote high unquote prices says that to go to the MLK building would be approximately $1 million.
900,000.
Yeah, so assuming he's high by whatever percentage he's high, 30%, whatever, you're still cheaper to go to the MLK building for more square foot.
I believe it's probably going to be low, honestly.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what it is, but he knows a lot more about it than I do. The general contractor is very well reputable.
I just know when you start jacking foundations, things get really expensive really fast.
I understand.
My understanding yesterday, 2 conversations we had was it depends what you're using MLK for. If you're using it for a living quarters like this, am I correct with this, Peyton? That tremendously increases the price trying to use it for living quarters, opposed to offices. So if you've tried to move the living quarter there, it's going to be significant.
We're not trying to do that. We're trying to go back with the original plan that the chief handed out, that diagram right there, where the training,
The architectural design that
Offices.
we've already paid for.
Then why do you need the building?
So we don't.
If you're doing that already, then what does he need?
My opinion is.
I think he's
we
asking
speaking
what
a different
the last,
language?
no, I think the last conversation we had, the most important thing that he was needing was storage. Am I correct, Chief? Storage for your equipment in climate control buildings. That's what the majority of what I'm gonna call the EMS portion of the MLK building was being used for. So if the chief is okay standing up here to say that this is accurate and this is what he
well,
wants.
he's okay with either one.
What you gonna store? What are you storing?
We got like, when the people leave, turnout gear. I mean, we have storage, and if we don't hire somebody that fits them, we store the turnout gear. We got extra air packs, and when something tears up, we gotta have somewhere to store them. Right now, they're just scattered in the back.
Which the building's
Well,
fine
are
for
you
that.
talking about using half of that building over there to the firewall?
No, this was gonna be utilizing the entire building for that. If you look next to the
What-
wall,
Why don't we do this? Why don't we go over here and I understand that part of rehabbing both buildings depends on what you're gonna do in the original building. Why don't we go rehab that Station 1 and get what's necessary to be in that building? And when we finish that building, then we look at what else you're gonna need. And I'm not sure I'm in favor of you having that entire building, but if you need offices over there, that's one thing. But we got offices over here, we got offices over there, we're gonna have offices in another place. And storage is a lot different than
Residents.
residents.
Oh, yeah.
A lot, and I'm not sure, do you have to put the turnout gear in a climate control atmosphere?
Some of it
I
you're
don't
supposed to.
think-
I
I'd
mean,
say I've
right.
seen them stored in trunks of vehicles.
Yeah, they're not now. I was in
I'm
there
showing
yesterday, they're hanging
Yeah,
outside. That's
which,
the
I
one
mean,
they're
that's like
using.
Station 2, we got a room with climate control for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, but is it necessary?
You're supposed to have it that way, yeah.
They last longer, I'm sure.
I mean, the whole thing is they get cancer from the carcinogens on the turnout gear. You have to have a place to rehab, clean the
Yeah,
turnout
but
gear,
if you-
decontaminate it.
You got them aired out.
Okay, I'm gonna go in a different direction now. The training building that you have up back, the big, that I think could possibly be a 2-story building. I mean, build another floor on it. Could be, it could possibly be a 2-story
It is a
building. I mean, it's
2-story
big
building.
enough, it's large enough, it's high enough to be a 2-story building. It's not a 2-story building.
Part of it.
Part of it is already a two-story.
Okay.
What's upstairs?
Yes,
Turnout gears in one room.
okay.
Hey, maybe we need a surplus.
I'm thinking about what we have on the property that we could put $100,000 in, make better, along with fitting the needs of what you want. Chief, we want to give you what you want. We're not going to spend this kind of money and not make it what is needed. I'm just thinking, you have not really said what you're missing.
I just
Out
don't see that
loud,
much
so-
storage on here. There's offices and bedrooms and a cleaning room, chief's office, assistant chief's
So
office.
that's got if you look about the center of the room, there's a supply storage,
Yeah.
uniform storage. There is another small room that couldn't tap the medical supply, where we keep our medical supplies. There's a small room there.
Well, that's a small percentage of what I'm seeing here, if I'm looking at this thing correctly. Because if we have an inspector in the future, you gotta have an office for him, which we desperately need a fire inspector.
I just see on here bedroom 4, 4 bedrooms when you already have, 7? How many's on here? 5, 6, 7, 8 bedrooms in Station 1, and this plan showing for 4 more.
Well, the age that you see on that paper is the addition, the metal building, if we put it out
Yeah,
there. I
you
think.
wouldn't have that big of a building. I mean, a lot of what's in that addition would move over to the MLK, right? A lot of what you would have in the addition now would be inside the present Station 1,
That's correct.
and the other would move over to, like
If we
PPE
started
storage.
rehabbing that old station right now, do you know what you want to do with that? Is it?
Depends on if we're gonna, got an idea if we go with MLK or if we're gonna build an addition. I mean, that's where it,
I'd like to
you
make.
need to know which route.
What do
to
y'all
go.
want to do with the MLK building? Because I keep hearing we don't have enough money. We have $1 million in SPOS 5s to rehab Station 1. We're going to have $1 million left over there in the ARPA funds. That's $2 million. So, I mean, what are we going to do with the MLK?
There's other options.
I'm not for giving it to a bunch of drug addicts.
McCullough, you got
Top of the police
so-
department. I'd like
so Commissioner McCullough is for.
I'll wait. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You going?
Why not using it for the fire automatically means it's going to drug addicts?
That's
I don't think
exactly
that's-
what y'all want to do with it. Y'all want
What
to give
is,
it
what
to
is
the drug
y'all and what
addicts.
do we want to do with it?
You, that's what you want to do with it, is give it
All
to
right,
a
let's-
bunch of drug addicts and have a
Come on,
party
let's
room
keep
on the
this-
other
Have I
end. That's
ever
what
said?
Schuman
guys?
wanted to do.
Have I ever? That's what Schuman wanted. Are you saying black people want it for
Come
drug
on.
people or something?
Guys,
Because
let's
I'm
move
trying to
on with this.
understand, when did I say I wanted that building for drug users?
Well, what do you plan to do with the MLK building then?
You never asked me, but
I'm
you
asking you
assumed
now. I'm
that
asking
me
you
and
now.
Schuman wanted for drug
Apparently,
addicts.
you and I speak a different language. I don't know
Oh,
what
we
sort of
do.
Ebonics
We
that you
do.
speak.
I agree with
You don't
that.
understand the thing
And
I'm
drug
saying.
addicts and racism are
Okay,
two
guys, y'all
different
are-
things.
Y'all are
That's
talking
right,
to each other.
drug addicts.
You got the floor. You got the floor. Tim, you stay out of it.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
one at a
I'll
time.
say that. Okay, one at a time.
We're gonna
Go
talk.
ahead, go
This is
ahead.
me. You got the floor.
Again, we never discussed what we would use this building for. I hate being assumed that I want to use it for drug addicts or that my plan is anything with Miss Schuman. What I said, if we don't need this building, that's what most of us have been agreeing on. We're discussing, do we need this building? Because it can be used for something else. And that's all we've been discussing. It's been assumed that I guess we want to use it for crime, drug. I don't understand that concept. I do, but I don't. But the question is, Why are you so against it when they don't need it? And that's the question I want answered.
Tim, do you want?
I think they do need it. You saying they don't need it, they do need it. I'm asking the question now. If we do an addition on the Station 1, because you're talking about a metal building versus a brick building, if we do an addition on the Station 1, what then are you going to do with the MLK building, and where are you going to get the money to pay for it? Because it's no longer public safety. You can't use the SPOS 5 funds. And I just think that the plan to go with the MLK building, I mean, I don't see any storage. I don't see any frivolous use of space in this thing. Now, this could be refined a little bit, but the idea that it's going to be more expensive just doesn't add up to the numbers. Because the people that want to say, oh, that number's high, that number's high. You want to use the high number on this, but the low number on this. The very well respected, I don't think anybody questions this general contractor. He gave us an estimate to do the addition, just the addition, 1.9 million. Now, it may be high, maybe Bohannon can do it cheaper. He gave the same thing for the renovation of Station 1, 1.5 million. So now you're talking about 3.4 million. He gave the idea to do station, an approximation of MLK to do what he's talking about here is 947,000. That's half the cost to go to MLK with more square footage and a nicer brick building. I mean, if you want to say he's high over here, then he's high over here. If he's low over here, he's low over here. But for comparison purposes, you're talking about half the money for more square footage and a nicer building. And then you have,
That was the idea from the start, because I know
That's
we were
right.
gonna do that when I was here.
That's right. This is not a new idea. This dates all the way back to when Mr. Deal was here. I mean, this whole concept of adding on to Station 1 was only dreamed up when certain people wanted to use the MLK building for something other than fire. And I don't know what that is.
McCullough, you have the floor.
Can I make
Okay,
a comment?
I want to say something too.
You're-
Can I make a comment?
Yeah. Mr. Ellis.
So I wasn't in this role in 2018 nor in 2021. When I came here in 2024, I looked at that $1.8 million that was not available during 18 or the beginning of 2021. We said that there was $1.8 million that was set aside for the purposes of the fire station. And how could we maximize that 1.8 to get a new fire station and rehab Station 1? And so I presented the plan for the addition and the rehab of Station 1, not knowing anything about the plans of 2018 and what was discussed in 2021. I presented that portion of it.
Do you want? Go. You. Hey, Mama.
Okay. We've got two plans here. Some, I feel like Josh is happy with the new station renovation. I don't think he wants that to stop. I think this is what he wants. This building, I really don't think you need all of it, do you? I mean, I really don't. And I'm willing to say, hey, I'll give you an EMS portion and we can renovate that and put that money there. But when you renovate it, I'm like, you renovate it all. If we've got $1 million, renovate all this building. And if he needs it in the future, it's there. I'm not saying renovate it to what he needs it to be, but it's our building. We own it. We're all sitting up here arguing about how it looked when we went to look at it when we got a $1 million bid on it. We couldn't even walk around the property. The grass was so high, you know. So if we're going to spend the money, I'd rather spend it in a building that we own and it be ours and it be there for whatever we need it versus letting it just sit there and rot.
What part
But
of
I
this
just don't
do
feel
we
like
not need?
Josh.
What part of this don't we need? Tell me what you.
Well, I'm just sitting here. I mean, he's got in the if I'm looking at the firewall break, which was the community center, used to be the senior citizen community center and the EMS building. You've got your firewall. He's got 4 bedrooms there on top of 8 bedrooms.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary. If he needs storage, then we take them bedrooms out and we put storage. If he needs, it can work. And I think that we all could see that it would work. And my opinion is I would rather invest our money into something we own that we are sitting letting dilapidate, that is a good foundation to be something and be useful for something community or whatever. But I'm not willing to say
Drug
gi-
addicts.
give the community half to community. I'm just saying we need to invest in the property we own if that's what this group wants to do. But I just don't think, Josh, you need all of it.
Well, keep in mind, the $1 million that's in SPOS 5 has to go for public safety. It can't go for something else.
It's a lot of public safeties that we can
So-
use it for. But, oh, my
I mean,
bad.
the voters-
McCullough had asked
Yeah.
before.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You got, you
Yeah,
good?
but no, you good.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion at this time. I might actually die for the first time that I ever made a motion, but I'm gonna make a motion at this time that we proceed with the plans as accepted. So we're gonna renovate Station 1. We'll make the addition onto Station 1. We'll leave the MLK building out of the program for now. That's my motion.
Got a motion on the floor, do I have a second?
I second.
Got a second, motion made by McCullough, second made by Houston, Commissioner Houston. Any more discussion?
Not just.
That's putting that new building on the side.
Yes.
On the back part,
Yeah, I'm not for
I
that.
think is the last spot.
That's for building an expansion instead of investing into the
Metal
building.
building on the back.
So what I'm saying is we proceed with, as the city manager planned or presented, that we renovate Station 1 and add the addition that he's requesting. We don't touch the MLK building for now. That we can come back to that at a later time and renovate it for our use for whatever we want to use it for.
But that's using the $1 million that we have on additions
don't
instead
think-
of a building we own.
There's
Is
no
that what-
money then
You're
for
building a new
MLK.
facility. Yeah.
You would not be able to use the ARPA money on.
On the
Only
MLK.
in that
Gotcha.
case
You have-
anyway. That's my point.
That's where I was
As
confused.
You
Commissioner-
can
Okay.
use it anyway. So
As
that's my
Commissioner
point.
Cockfield did state, you do have $1 million allocated
That is
in SPOS
Correct.
5.
Five.
But that
Correct.
can't go to MLK.
That's different.
It's not- it's
That's
just
different.
If it's not
public
public
I got you. I'm with you there.
Under their, under their
Let's keep
scenario,
discussion to
that
one
can't
person at a
go.
time, y'all. So is anybody else discussions?
Yeah, the $1 million we have in SPOS 5 under that scenario cannot be spent on MLK.
If
Like
it's
that.
not public safety.
If it's not
If you
public
wind up, right, but if you're using it for, if you wind up giving Josh part of it, then you can. If that's what you're doing.
For the part that you give him.
Yes, if that's what you're doing.
I just don't see,
That's still on the table, that is.
Huh?
And that's still on the table.
what you mean still on the
That's
table?
it.
You're gonna have
The
to draw
ability to
different
use it.
plans.
But right now, there is not a plan anyway.
So what's your use for I mean, I understand how you're gonna refurbish half the building when you put in a roof,
Yeah.
air conditioner, something. Where's the money gonna
That's
come
not the
from for the
motion.
other
The
half?
motion is to complete the project that we have on the table and not do
And
anything
not
with it.
touch anything with
Not,
MLK?
yes, now, you have money in SPOS 5 if you choose to do that for his purpose.
Well, let
But
me,
that's not what the motion is. The motion is to go forward with the plan that we already have on the table on Station 1.
well, let me just say this. You're still under that scenario. You're paying more money for less square footage. According to this general contractor, you're gonna pay double for less square footage. Now, if he's high on one, he's high on the other. Maybe you can do them for half. I don't care. You're still paying twice as much money for half the square footage, and you got a brick building versus a metal addition onto the back of Station 1.
Red.
Huh?
Red. building.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Any more discussion?
I'm not for that,
All right.
you know.
Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner Cockfield,
No,
Commissioner McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Deal,
No,
Commissioner Altman,
No.
and Commissioner Houston.
Yes.
Motion fails.
so I'd like to make a motion that we proceed with the original plan of refurbishing Station 1 without the addition. And,
Period.
sir,
period.
Period.
and then take in state, MLK for the fire department as it was originally planned to do, and not do an addition out the back. I reiterate my point.
Hold
You're
on,
quite,
you're in a motion. Clarify your motion again. So you want to take you want to go and remodel Station 1 without the addition,
yes,
and you're wanting to use whatever funds to remodel Martin Luther
MLK.
King Community Fire Building.
Basically, just instead of doing the addition, that square footage would be moved over to MLK.
Yeah, because we're doing separate.
Yeah, I'm not for giving them
If
the whole
we put
building.
that, yeah, I'll vote.
But now the
You
problem.
do half,
We're
and you do
leaving it in
portion.
limbo.
I'll vote,
Well, we're
but
not
not-
discussion, we're gonna motion. So Tim, is that your motion? Is that your motion?
What is what my motion?
That you want to make it, that you want to take the, Station 1 without the addition, and you want to remodel the rest, the Martin Luther King building to do the rest of the fire station. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, just
Do I
like this
have a
plan is
second?
right here.
Mr. Cockfield's made a motion. Do I have a second? Motion fails for lack of a second. What do y'all want to do?
Can I make another motion?
Make another
All right,
motion.
for now, can we make a motion to proceed with Station
Yes.
1, period, without the addition, without
I'll
MLK?
second that.
Just-
Okay, I got a motion
just
to
renovate
proceed
Station
with the
1.
And we'll,
renovations.
when we get that built, when we
Then we'll
get
figure
that
out what we
finished,
need to do.
we'll figure out what we're gonna do with MLK.
Okay. So I've got a motion by Mr. McCullough to finish Station 1 without the addition, which means I'm going to change the plans, right?
Yeah,
So
probably.
we
But you won't have enough square
We
footage.
would have
into
to
that
change the
scenario.
plans and we would have to talk about temporary housing for that particular facility. So
And what are you gonna do? You're still gonna have to do it anyway.
Hold on.
So you can put them over here.
Mike, hold on a minute. So I got a motion by Mr. Cutfield,
McCullough.
second by Commissioner Deal. Now discussion.
So Mr. Deal, our original plan was to build the addition first before we did the renovation on that. So now that you're changing that, if we're gonna renovate Station 1, we would have to find temporary
How many
housing.
can you house up here?
There are 3 rooms, we're gonna put bunk beds into that, so that'll be 6.
Can they cramp up for 6 months? Yes.
They are right now for
Can
last
do what they
year.
have to
They're
do.
not, they're gonna be crammed out. You're not gonna have enough space. Are you gonna have 2 sleeping in the living room?
I'll leave it to the chief to man.
Hey,
Okay, so you got a
do what you
motion.
gotta do.
You got a motion, you
I
got a
understand
second.
y'all's.
Any more discussion? Madam Clerk, call roll.
Commissioner McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Deal,
Yes.
Commissioner Altman,
Yes.
Commissioner Houston,
No.
Commissioner Cockfield.
No,
All right, I'll tell you what to do. for
We still
temporary.
don't pass, right?
No, it's okay.
Can we?
Take 4.
Can we take this?
We're gonna have to take,
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna have to
without the other commissioners.
We need to
We
just.
all
do a work
don't, I
session
can't vote
just for
unless
this.
it's 6 commissioners. So I'm not taking.
I make a motion to table this.
So we'll have a work session just for this.
Okay, I got a motion
I
by
agree.
Commissioner Houston to table it, and a
I'll
second
work that.
by,
That's
you got
what
somebody building it,
we did
second by,
yesterday. We were over there
Miller
for 2
Motion,
hours
guys.
yesterday.
second by
Spend an
Commissioner
extra $1
Altman.
million.
Discussion. Madam Clerk, call roll.
I'm sorry.
Shouldn't never do.
Call roll.
Who'd you call?
We should never be able
Deal.
to. That's what we should have.
Commissioner
Motion
Altman,
to table. Deal.
No, I'm not for that. Let's decide something right now.
What you gonna do?
No. Hey, we need to decide. We've been kicking this thing around for what, 2 years? We went over and built Station 2
All right,
for
we're
$1 million.
voting. I hear you, we're middle voting. Call
Okay.
roll,
I
call roll.
don't care, I'm still gonna say it. We wasted $1 million, which we could spend over here and had an excellent station. This is garbage. This don't need to come to us. It needs to be planned by the staff and we vote yes or no.
Call roll.
It's gonna fail.
I'm with you, Bill.
Commissioner Deal,
The table, no.
Commissioner Altman,
There's your motion.
Yes. I wanted to discuss it because I want it to be over with and done. I feel
I do
exactly as them, but I feel like we as a group need us carrying on in front of these people that are here to
We
take our
can't make a
time,
decision.
taking up their time along with us not knowing or having the right answers. Discussing as a group needs to be done. So
We don't
I'm
need
going to
the
say,
facts.
yes, we need a discussion amongst
We
us.
need to get the facts and we need to make a decision. We can't do it.
We're still in the middle of the vote. Please
Yeah, I
finish
know.
the vote.
Commissioner Houston,
Still want to.
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield,
No.
Commissioner McCullough.
Yes.
Okay. So who was against just doing Station 1? So we can do that.
We still gotta bring you back.
Yeah.
I know, but you gotta
those
understand,
plans
but
under
let's try to
that-
get something together. Did y'all mostly
Can't get
agree?
enough space.
Did y'all mostly agree with Station One to be
I
started?
just don't think we're at a point where we can make a decision yet.
It's not looking-
So we're gonna be voting
without
like
the
this
six-
all night.
Without the city
Sorry.
commissioner.
We do not, we're just not ready to make this decision.
No, we're not.
I don't know why we can't table it, but apparently we wanna stay all night.
What are you gonna do then? Table?
Then we stay all night.
Okay,
And come to some understanding of, my thing is, I think what we're all going back and forth is the amount of room that we're saying is needed for a fire department. Currently, right now, they have, and they've had for how long? How many years has this fire department been what it is with the amount of rooms, the amount of things? It basically was gone untaken care of. And it's become a part of a dilapidated building that we as a city own. It's time to be fixed. If we fix it just like it was,
yeah.
I mean, give them back what they have. We're wanting to add more and give them more and whatever that new little plan is and more.
Let me ask you a question.
So, I mean, Commissioner Cockfield, I agree that they don't have, this doesn't require offices and this doesn't have storage for what they need. I agree. And, you know, if we use something else to fix this up later, but I just don't see, and you sitting here saying public safety, and I just wrote this thing down. What's considered public safety? What if we offer taser classes to people of this community in the other part?
That's
What if we
that big
offered,
classrooms for?
that's what I'm saying. What if we offered CPR classes? What if we offered,
That's what-
you know, self-defense classes? All that to me considers public safety. You know, are we willing to do that? I don't know as a group, but my initial thought is there is no way a fire department that has been functioning for so many years in the station that they have need all this.
Y'all, can we do this?
So-
Wait a minute, let
Hang
me
on,
ask
hang
you.
on. Can we do
So
this?
I'm trying to make it to where if we keep we give them a portion, we redo the whole building, give them a portion, but leave a portion open as a big community room to host anything, be another rental property other than Cracker Williams for the city of Jessup. I don't know. I mean, policemen can go there, do self-training, something. I just don't see the need for it all to be theirs right
I
now.
understand.
Hold
Well, let
on,
me ask
Tim,
this now.
I'm on this. Look, we do need to move forward with this. And Mike, you said you want to do Station One, right? Why can't we do this? Let's agree to do Station One without the addition and give 2 weeks for our city manager to go get us numbers and supposedly using the chief to see what he can do fit in that and whatever he might have to have in the building. But give them time to come back, because right now we're throwing this on. We just took this plan off the table. Give them time to come back 2 weeks. Now, that's not tabling it. That's letting them have time to get a plan and bring back numbers and some prints to work with what you're saying. Can we do that?
I agree.
Okay, so.
All right, let me ask a
So the
question.
18th, that would be the
Yeah, a motion would be,
Can
I'm
you add an extra hour onto the meeting to get that done too?
for real.
Let me ask a question though. You're talking about the MLK building is more space than what they need. Is that right?
I'm not saying it's more space. I'm just saying that for however many years Station One has been Station One, you have never heard a complaint from them other than till this building has started dilapidating. And I agree. When I went in there and seen it, when the pictures come up, I was embarrassed that our public safety was living in that. I really was.
I agree.
And they deserve to, when they're not at home, to be somewhere just as nice as home, because they're there to service this community and put their lives first before ours. So I agree. But my question is, I do not think they need
Okay.
I
12
understand
what you're
batteries.
saying,
Yeah,
but-
we're in the middle of a motion right now. So he's made the motion. Am I right? Is that what we did? So we're in the middle of a motion. So discussion is not that point.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion to move forward with Station One. Is that correct? And to task the city manager with the chief and the building inspector and all that to come back with a plan by the next meeting for y'all to vote on. Is that what you're saying? Do you, and you're second, right? I have a motion second. Now discussion.
I don't understand what you say, go forward with Station One.
That they're gonna plan to use Station One
to renovate that and try to get a plan. He may come back, we gotta have
With
some of
no
Martin Luther
addition.
King built. That may be in the plan, but to bring us back something that works for the fire station. Okay?
Let me ask you a question then. All right, so the addition that was contemplated, this metal building,
That's off the table.
hold on just a minute. This metal building, we're talking about space, right?
Yes.
This metal building that was going out the back is 4,160 square feet. That's what they need. Everybody thought that was what they need. 4,160 square feet for 1.9 million. What's the square footage of the MLK building? Do you know, Chief? How much is it, Peyton?
Just over 5,000.
Just over 5,000. So we're talking about 1,000 square feet, less than 1,000 square feet, talking about 840 square feet larger. We're not talking about a building that's 2 or 3 times as big as the addition. The addition going out the back was roughly the same size that you're saying we don't need.
The approved addition that was going, that we had talked to you about was on 3,200 square feet. The quote that was provided by the contractor was bigger than what we had asked for the approval. I don't know where that
52
discussion,
by 80.
and I've addressed that with the staff, that when I asked the council for approval, I wanted it approved at 3,200 square foot. I don't know where the 52 by 80 came in. That the conversation did not happen with my approval or my authorization. So whenever I got those plans back, I said, going back to what we originally asked the council for, that was 3,200 square foot.
Okay.
So this is table, the motion is to table everything
No.
and come back with.
No, we're not
No.
tabling. The motion is made for them to get a plan together, starting with Station 1 without the addition, that taking this chief, taking the building inspector and Mr. Ellis, and they are to bring back by the next meeting a plan for y'all to consider using that. That is the motion, and that is the second.
I think that's what we have right here before us. I mean, this idea
A
that this is
realistic.
a whole lot of extra space is, I don't buy that. You're talking about 840 square feet difference.
Madam Clerk, recall roll.
Commissioner Altman,
Yes.
Commissioner Houston,
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield,
No,
Commissioner McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Deal.
Yes.
Praise God. All right.
We apologize.
Thank y'all for being patient with us. Now, discussion on building permits update. Mr. President.
Yeah, we'll make this quick. So, for the building inspections office, we have 24 new homes this year from January to July. This is my report. 24 new homes, 11 residential remodels, 4 residential demolitions, 4 residential solar projects. Some of that's to include the True Northway, which is the Bay Acres apartment complex. They've contacted me about submitting final design plans for what they have. Mr. Sluter has begun construction on his new subdivision of South Palm. He's complete. He's working on 2 duplexes. He's going to start the 3rd one shortly. AIO South, which is Mangrove Court, adjacent to Mr. Sluter there, has 2 lots remaining to finish out their subdivision. MP Properties, who has purchased 1258 Sunset Boulevard, it's the villa over there. They're I think 80% complete with their total renovation of the entire complex. And Briarwood has begun their renovations in the last 2 weeks. They've already started repairing all the roofing systems, and the B building, which had the most tree damage from Helene, has structure back on it. For a commercial update, same timeline, January to July 26. 16 commercial permits, and some of the highlights of what's going on right now is SkyWest Company. They own the Marathon on 301 South. They're remodeling to expand their store. Cherry Corner, which was previously the Waffle King or the Island Jerk #2 restaurant, they've completed their renovations and they are now open for service. Walmart renovations are supposed to be done on the 28th as their projected plans. I'm working closely with them to get everything wrapped up for their final in 2 weeks. Mr. Patel, who owns the A1 Motel System, has begun pouring slab and getting ready for their Red Iron building. It's going to be a 5 storefront shopping complex, but they have no tenants dedicated as of yet. So it's just empty storefronts at the moment. All 3 Dollar General stores will be building solar panel systems on their roofs Their preliminary work has begun with some of their electrical systems. Rejoice Center on Macon Street, it's the corner of Macon and Walnut, has finished their construction. They've received their CO and they should be under operations soon. And City Electric Supply, who is based in Hinesville and Brunswick, and Waycross, I believe, they're purchasing the building at 1855 Sunset Boulevard. It's the old bread station, bread factory, transport. 855 is across the street from the UGA building, pallet systems there. It's just a skinny little warehouse. They're going to be putting up a branch of their location with electric supply there. Altogether, total number of permits, including building, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, is 84 permits. And the total fees paid for that was $36,345.24 taken in.
Any questions, board?
Yeah, the corner of 341 and 301 out there across the street from the present McDonald's.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about?
The vacant lot that used to be a gas station.
Yes, sir. That has had a big sign on it for a long time that we're getting a new.
I have not been contacted by.
Is that in the works at all, or is that just, okay?
I think they put the
Larry
sign up
Williams?
and nobody ever came back to take it down.
No. that can-
So you don't think they're going forward with that?
Well,
I haven't
hold on now, that Marathon station they used to own that. They sold that to Marathon. So,
I haven't heard about any construction going on that site. Nobody's contacted me about building permits or EPD.
So who owns
evaluations.
that?
Rawson,
Yeah, I thought they were going to build a Friendly Express there.
well, they talking,
Okay.
I don't know how hard they talking.
But they hadn't notified you though?
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
Any other questions, board? Thank you.
Thank you, Peyton.
Okay, no new business. Don't sit down too much yet there, Peyton. New business, public hearings, rezoning of 636 South Wayne Street. It's from R1 to R3, Mr. Mike Silver. Can you stand and tell me a little bit about the project and then,
They're just nice.
Mr. Silver, come on up. Tell us what you're doing.
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank y'all for the opportunity to be here, present this to you. I think Peyton probably provided y'all with some paperwork. If you look at the preliminary development plan, I'll read through it right quick with y'all, and it should explain everything we're trying to do. Ready? The purpose is to request to rezone and replat approximately 5 acres at 636 South Wayne Street from an R1 to an R3 for a small single-family residential subdivision. And then this is a preliminary development plan for discussion purposes only. So the project overview, we want to preserve and restore the existing home that's on the property now, develop approximately 15 quality single-family homes. The homes will be approximately 1,000 to 1,100 square feet heated, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, board and batten, vinyl siding, quartz countertops, LVP flooring, sodded irrigated front backyards. I see benefits to the city, provides quality, attainable home ownership opportunities, expands the city's long-term property tax base, increase water, sewer, permit, inspection revenue, encourages responsible growth while preserving neighborhood character, restores an important older home instead of removing it. And if I can rabbit trail 1 second and just say, if you look at the old original Flower subdivision plat that was from 1964, 65, they show Wayne Street continuing right on through the subdivision. And then if you look at our new plat, we have put a cul-de-sac in and we're not continuing it all the way through on Wayne Street.
So there is no, I've got two, in my packet that I received over the weekend, I had two one was showing 17 lots and one was showing 22 lots. One was showing a cul-de-sac, one was showing a extension of Wayne Street. So which one is the
This is our new one.
So
This
both of
is
the
the
others
old.
not good?
You might have had the additional paperwork that came from the zoning,
Okay.
Okay.
which was a previous preliminary idea of getting, there was no final plat design.
So it's number 17.
So the number of homes, this one shows
Yes.
17 and you said 15. So what is it? Can I ask you
Yeah,
that?
well,
Because
it'll
that,
be, like I say, this is just preliminary.
Mhm.
So once I get the surveyor out there, let me say it'll be between 15 and 17. So not in concrete yet.
Okay.
Because we still have to survey the old house out. So some of that property, but anyway. But
So the dark part of that, when South Wayne Street goes down there, it's hard for me to read this thing, and takes a left. Where is the, Dr. O'Hare's old house, just for a frame of reference?
right there to,
Oh, that's
you
over
got
here.
it, Mike.
So this will be, enter and exit off of Sassafras.
Yes, that's correct.
The question I've heard about watershed,
Yeah.
where is the watershed coming from?
I met with Brandon on the property. We discussed a couple options. We didn't go in a lot of depth because we hadn't obtained zoning, so. But one of the options was to do a retention pond, I guess on the south end. Or just piping all the water back out to the Brunswick Street ditch. But if we obtain zoning, I will hire Brandon to do all the engineering, so.
I'm not in favor of going to the Brunswick
Yeah.
Street ditch, because there's a small pipe that runs underneath the building
Yes, sir.
that tries to handle all that water. You just can't do
you
it.
can't. And that
Well-
was one of my concerns, Mr. Silva, is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
water. I'm not sure. I do not know of any residents that have retention ponds in the city limits. That was also a concern.
Yes.
I think, piping the water out to, current down Sunset to where Catherine Street and Littlefield comes out. I apologize. I did not know anything about this till Sunday. And of course, I get in my vehicle, I go look at your property, observe your piping and where you're doing it. And there's some concerns I have with it. And of course, that's basically speaking to my constituents in the area. Is this going to be an HOA subdivision? Are you going to maintain the roads, the street lights,
No,
all
ma'am.
that? You're not. That's
Per
going to
the-
be,
Per the subdivision development contract that we have, that's what you're gonna have to be required for.
No developer does that.
The lighting plan and everything can be, made adjacent to the individual property owners without an HOA. There are ways around not having an HOA, but he does have, we have had discussions about finishing out the subdivision contract that we have now through Mr. Connor and making sure all these items are covered. Plus, Mr. Purcell is, with the county is well aware of the drainage issues of the land and whatever the EPD examination would be, because it's over 1/8 of the EPD says that they have to have a drainage evaluation and disturbance permit. So Mr. Silva's gonna have to retain that after we go through this zoning and plat approval and everything like that. Right now, we're talking about doing the zoning by itself.
Yes.
The plat approval actually is contingent upon the zoning. So, if you're not going to grant him the R3 zoning, this plat approval that you see before you is null and void.
Yeah.
So the first item on the ticket is actually the R3 zoning.
and I want to say, I've seen your work through the city. I see what you're flipping and you're renovating, and it's great.
Yes,
My main concern though is I've looked at this property. I remember this property very well from the other subdivision. There's a lot of wetlands, and you're going to have to build it up
Yes, ma'am.
a whole lot to build 17 homes on it.
Yes.
And my concern is your water flow. I do not want water running off into residences' property that's been there 15, 25 years and
No,
used
ma'am.
to. So
We
that's
don't
going to be the main thing is, us as a city, we have said many times, we can't pay everybody's power, street lights. If you're with a subdivision, those things that I wanted to make sure we're going to do. I was concerned of us maintaining your road because the second one I seen was, Wayne Street extension. That part of Wayne Street on the backside hasn't been paved and I don't know how long. I'm hoping that Mr. Schuman is going to work on getting that paved before too long. But the front end all the way down Wayne has been. And so my concern with it, the majority of my concern is the water flow, the amount of water flow that you're going to have.
Well,
And
and that's.
Brunswick Street not being able to
hire
handle it.
Brandon to do all the engineering.
And this, as Mr. Silva pointed out, whatever the EPD study and for sale come up with, if lot number 11 or 10 ends up being a retention pond for this service, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be required, and Mr. Silva has been in agreement that if should a retention pond be made, that's why the last two lots are actually more blank space, because that definition hasn't been set.
What lots, what number lots? Please
Number
tell me.
11 and 10.
Hmm.
On page it says the cottage at Sassafras. You see there's the largest lot on the left-hand side of the page.
It's gonna
Yeah.
maintain the
Is
retention.
it basically?
Who would be
There's-
responsible for maintaining the hypothetical retention pond?
Tim, you had a question?
There
Yeah,
again,
well, there you go.
Clayton and I have not got into that end of it yet.
Because we're
Right.
starting, we're starting
Yeah.
with the zoning
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a chance for moving forward.
Tim, did you have a question?
Yeah, well, as far as the retention pond goes, isn't there a retention pond on, Littlefield Street? Wasn't that a retention pond? Is Mr. Schuman here? That pond
It's
next to
not.
where Mr.
No,
Gaines
I
lives?
think the only one we've discussed was the village, and the village's retention pond is their pond. So,
Yeah.
Well,
That's the only one in the
And
city
The way
limits.
that the code reads in section 12, a retention pond or waterfront or anything like that can have a natural opening into, and the only way a retention pond can flow is to have a natural opening or a free-flowing watershed. So regardless of whether the retention pond has a 12-inch culvert at the very top of it and it sheds out, but holds the majority of the water through the time of the year, or it has a natural ebb and flow over the ground into the free land space. The retention pond is there to catch the mass collection of water during heavy rains.
I'll just,
Um,
I'll just echo Commissioner Altman's, I've seen some of the work that you've done, Mr. Silva, here in the city and in the unincorporated areas, and it's wonderful looking work. You know, I've
I appreciate it.
seen your house from the road. I've never been in it, but I mean, it's a beautiful looking place. So I know you do great work. That's not an issue with me. My issue is changing the zoning from R1 to R3. And then, not you now, but other people have done this, and, you know, they try to change their plans. So, well, I don't believe I want to do that. I'm just going to go in there and build something else that's allowable in R3. Once you change the zoning, or once we change the zoning, then you don't know what the future might bring. You may have, you may decide you want to go another direction. Tell us some other things, Mr. Williamson, that are allowed in R3, like that aren't allowed in R1, for example, duplexes and that sort of thing.
You have duplexes, you have Class A mobile home system, you have a smaller footprint that brings down the classification for 900 square feet from an 1,800 square foot house, the classification of 18,000 square feet per lot to a.
That's what frightens me, is putting mobile homes in a nice R1 section. I grew up in that neighborhood. There's wonderful people that live over there. A lot of them are here tonight, I think, in opposition, but.
Well, let me remind the council and the board here that whatever parameters you set for Mr. Silva here in your motion, that he proceed on with getting the variance for R3 with the contingency of it being single-family built homes as per the plan. Then once that motion passes, if it does or not, he can only follow the wording of that motion. There would be no chance or anything like that of a Class A mobile home.
Yeah.
Any other discussion of what he would.
So what would happen if he sold the
That's
property?
that transfer.
What would happen if he transferred the property to a new owner, like,
It would
say,
have
for
to,
instance?
it would have to follow to the next person, and that's all dependent upon the wording of the council and the motion. So if the council said that you approved the motion to go from R1 to R3 with the contingency that is, these are single-family built homes that are not, and that Class A mobile homes or any mobile homes of any kind were allotted in this subdivision or on this plat, that travels in perpetuity with the plat, whether he sells it to the next guy or not.
I understand it travels with the plat, but Mr. Conrad, I think, wanted to add some. Can you,
No, you just had asked whether that was right. So you have the authority to grant a rezone request or grant a variance with conditions. We commonly do this in other jurisdictions. You can impose whatever reasonable conditions would be necessary for the rezone. So for example, if you wanted to imply a condition that, prevented the, the maintenance or use of mobile homes in that rezone, you can do that. So you can do it with conditions. It's up to y'all.
I don't know if it's possible, Mike.
And we would put that in the actual written ordinance, and that would be, an amendment to the zoning ordinance that would be in writing, and that would go with the property.
But Mike, flowing the water from that point, and you probably know more than I would, don't Walker Creek, isn't that one block over and it goes a different direction with flow?
I think it does. It goes back.
Yeah, it goes.
It goes under Eric England's
It-
across.
no,
That's
that's behind my house.
Going
Yeah,
this way. That's the one that's going.
Walker Street's
Way
right
up.
behind my house. It carries out.
Walker
Back
Creek,
towards, yes, Walker Street. I think
That's
that's what
only
you're
a
talking
block
about.
over.
That's,
Is that
that's,
obvious?
part of that watershed is also Tiger Creek, which is on the between.
My
Walker
question, I
Street
wonder
and
if,
the
is there a
railroad.
way to send it that way? Because that's beyond the Walker Street.
Yeah, if you build a retention pond, would it flow back?
I don't like a retention pond personally.
Retention ponds are fine
That's
if
what
somebody
we asked about
maintains.
that's why we asked the EPD for
You know what's next to
land
David,
survey
David,
study,
Davis,
so.
and Davis? He's got a retention pond right there.
It's
Going towards the west there, the issue is we already have problems with water. But if you go, if it's possible to go towards the east, you got Walker Creek right there.
Actually, looks nice.
All right, so we got this force now. Do you have any more information for us?
Well,
We're open to hearing.
and purpose for the cul-de-sac was just intended to reduce the unnecessary through traffic on South Wayne, improve safety, preserve the quiet character of the neighborhood, and continue to provide access for emergency services, sanitation, mail, utilities. So, and like I say, we're just trying to build affordable housing.
What is your prices on these houses?
They'll be in the low twos.
So I understand is if you were to get the zoning request, that you're gonna follow the water guidelines that are.
Set up by the
No.
EPD and the engineer,
Yes.
Mr. Schuman. Mr. Schuman would make a recommendation. He would have to follow per the EPD
Yeah.
standards.
All right,
So do we,
I gotta open the hearing.
So the original item on ticket is to see if we're going to rezone from R1 to R3. The plat approval is actually the next item on ticket.
Why not R2?
R2 is not available, so it's not an adjacent R2 to the property. It's one street over at Magnolia, but it's not adjacent to this individual property. There's an R3 adjacent to this individual property, which is the triangle between the two sets of tracks, the turnaround and the southbound lane.
That is part of the conversation we have though, is that whole area going R2 and lowering the square footage.
The part of the conversation that we've had and is that we were adjusting all
And
of
if you did
the,
do
all of
that,
the
that would
zoning
mean we're
principles to
doing
make more affordable housing.
Right, but if you did do that, if we did go R2 and we lowered the square footage like we've been talking, wouldn't that put his houses in that?
You would have to change the zoning of that specific lot to R2. If you drop, and that's a lot of discussion between now and then of
Yeah.
whether Mr. Silva's willing to wait for that timeline.
Right.
Because that could be 6 months, a year before
Yeah.
we finalize a citywide variance.
I need to open the hearing up, so.
I want to
Someone
say
else
this,
can-
I'm not, you know, I just feel like I need to know more about your water flow. I really do. I really feel like, you know, this retention pond and where you're putting it, it's on the back of your property, but in the front of somebody else's property in my district. And, you know, you're building a subdivision that I don't know if you're putting fencing up, you know, along the backs of the properties or if their backyards is come back up to someone else's yard. And the water flow has been, because I've seen it flood there. I live a street over, I know Brunswick Street floods and it floods down that way. And the neighbors across the road have called me about their flooding. I need to know that your water flow, that
Well,
you're going to
and
have a
that's what I
plan
say,
and you're
that-
going to make it work.
Well, and that's why I'll hire an engineer.
Yeah. So that's my biggest thing.
Yeah. So if we have a hearing, if we go through the hearing here and they take a vote and it fails, then it's off the table for how long?
A year.
A year.
Here.
Would you like to have this table to give you time to get her information she's asking for? You can buy.
Who's your, you don't you already have an engineer that's basically looked at the property and can give us
Brandon Purcell.
for sale?
We got residents here that want to participate.
I know.
Well,
Well,
we don't
we
need
can
to
afford it for
table it.
tables.
I know, but I think we
Yeah,
need to let the
you
residents
tabled the
speak.
R1, R3 zoning request. That also puts a halt to the plat approval and everything followed. So
He's been
He's not
wasted
saying
a
he
whole
wants to do
night
that.
up here.
What do you want?
No, he's following this
What now?
project.
I'm sorry.
You're not saying you want to table it tonight. You're wanting to proceed.
I'm thinking about it. Because we could just proceed as R1, but. What you think?
Check with the boss.
If it fails,
And like I said, we all up here know what you guys do,
Yes.
and we know it's
do
going to
good
be
work.
beautiful. I mean, you do great work. Our main concern is neighborhoods that's been there for 15, 25 years. You're putting something new in, and we need to make sure it's going to sustain the water for our city, the streets, the canals, a retention pond. I just am not,
Okay.
that a pond is always never good when
Right.
you
I-
develop
I
a property for
understand
children.
that.
So,
So, first of all, we're not asking you to say that, we're not asking for you to approve that. Because we don't even know that it can happen until we pay $30,000 for an engineer. So basically, we can't go anywhere with it until it's rezoned. Now, the rezoning to R3 could be beneficial also to some of the adjacent neighbors. Like Derek has a junkyard out there, like a lay down yard. And it's in R1. So it would actually, it's what?
Address the board, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, I mean, I just figured that would help with that too. I mean, with other issues in the neighborhood. But the fact is, we're not planning to go in and degrade the neighborhood. In fact, it would be increasing housing for the neighborhood. And I can understand people don't want neighbors. I'm on 23 acres because I don't want neighbors. But if you're in the city,
Yeah.
the city needs housing.
Yeah.
The city needs affordable housing. And you can't pick and choose who's gonna
we all
be your neighbor.
The only point I was is that you have water issues that they got concerns about.
And
if you proceed forward tonight and it fails, it's off for a year. If you get the information and come back with that information, it could pass. It could fail.
well, we can't pay
Well, that's what I
$30,000
said.
for an
I
engineer.
understand.
And then, so what we'd like to do is move forward on trying to get it rezoned. And then we can table the subdivision, because technically that's, and you can put stipulations on your rezoning, that's fine. Because we've been doing this a long time. We've never put a trailer anywhere other than next to a trailer.
Right.
And you can see we've built in R3 subdivisions, and we've built very nice houses in R3.
And I'm not worried about y'all. I'm worried at all. I know you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, and I trust y'all and you do great
Yeah,
work.
because-
I'm worried about what might happen to a future owner after it's rezoned. That's
That's
all I'm
why
worried
you
about.
lay down stipulations.
So the conditional, I think the Silvas here are in agreement, especially about the construction of this property, that this plat approval, even though that it may say 17 lots, whatever the recommendation of the EPD, the city engineer, and Mr. Purcell, who is the paid engineer for the system. If it required an acre and a half retention pond, then they would give that acre and a half retention pond to get the other 14 lots. You see what I'm saying? I think, are you?
The other what?
Oh, yeah.
So whatever the EPD recommendation
Yeah.
is, they're gonna follow that guide. Because the EPD is gonna tell them, okay, if we build 14 houses, then you have to do this size retention pond. If they have to give up another lot, I think that's what he's in agreement of.
I just want
So
to
no
hear
matter
from the
what
residents.
So y'all want to move forward with the hearing?
With the rezoning. We can table the subdivision.
The second item is the plat
Okay.
approval, so.
All right, then, if y'all have any more information to give? No, I need to open the hearing.
And like I say, and I agree with everybody, but and there may become a point with drainage that it may become cost prohibitive, to not even be, it wouldn't be profitable to even do it. But,
Brandon wouldn't approve.
so,
Brandon wouldn't he's not gonna allow it. He's gonna make, that's what he gets paid for. I mean, that's what he went to school for. He's gonna, the engineer is the one who just makes sure there's no drainage issues. And I know South Brunswick has drainage issues. I know that, the rec department there, it sits in a bowl, and I know that but that doesn't even affect that neighborhood.
All right. If that's all? All right. Then
Yeah.
this-
We're good.
Okay, let's go with it. This time I am opening the hearing up to the public. We'll start out with, anybody wants to talk in favor of it, which is y'all. So do y'all have anything for to say in favor of the project?
Like I say, the only thing, we're just trying to provide affordable housing. I mean, the average age of the first time home buyer is 40 years old now. I mean, y'all know building costs.
Yes.
Y'all know the price of everything. There needs to be affordable housing that
Very
people
much.
can buy. So that's all we're trying to do and provide. So
Is there anyone else
that's
want to
it.
talk in favor of the project?
One more thing, Ken.
Okay, come on up to the mic.
We have also, and we have heard your concerns from your constituents as well. And we have also offered for him to buy the property for a quarter of what our profit would be on that subdivision. So we have laid that out there too. So it's not like we're trying to invade, but we do this for a living. We talked to Peyton. He said to us, yes, you can build in here. We didn't come up with a number. We just had, it's just something we've been working on for probably 6 months. We've invested over $200,000 in it under that assumption. And I've talked to the mayor, and he's asking for affordable housing from
We are.
contractors. So, I mean, I don't know what else, you can do to try to provide that. If one neighbor's gonna stop you from doing it, it's just, I understand it, I do. But,
I don't want you to think it's just been one. I've got 8.
well,
That's
okay,
made calls
that's
about it.
fine.
I mean,
I'm
I
not saying
don't-
it's
yeah.
just one. I'm
Okay.
just saying that I understand their position too. I don't want neighbors.
Mhm.
And nobody's coming in there to try to hurt anyone. We're coming in there to try to serve the community and our city. We're both business owners. I've had a business in the city for 9 years now. We're just trying to serve our city. So we're
I
not
don't
trying to
think it's
hurt
that we
anybody.
don't want the growth. We don't want you to build. It's just protecting what is already there
Okay.
and having you to understand that that's important to protect what's already existing when you do a new build.
Right.
That's the only
So,
thing I think it is.
We're just asking for the rezoning so that we can work on everybody being happy with the subdivision. Because if you leave it as it is, then you're still gonna have housing there. You just won't be able to provide as much housing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in favor of the project?
You're not in favor. He wants to know if anybody else is in favor.
Oh, in favor.
Okay, if there's no one else, then is there anybody against the project? Come on up, identify who you are.
My name is Alan Robinson, and I live at 561 South Wayne Street. I got contacted yesterday by my city commissioner, and she was flabbergasted because he did not know about this new project. I heard about it about 3 months ago, I guess. 3 months ago, 6 months, something like that. And heard it was gonna be 6 lots, 6 nice homes. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. Good for the neighborhood, good for the city of Jessup. Well, then when I get this right here, it's not that. Now, I choose to live in the city of Jessup because I have great neighbors. I love neighbors. Takes care of me, I take care of them. And I'm not against the project now. But they don't know yet what the outcome's gonna be. Y'all don't know what the outcome's gonna be. What is it gonna be? You know, is it going, they say 1,064 square foot home. What happens if it's 24 mini homes? I mean, y'all don't know, I don't know. How can I vote for it? And what about the retention pond? You know, it's just so many unanswered questions. So, and I
Sir,
know
please address the
these
board.
guys right here are
Sir,
gonna be
You have
affected
to
way,
address the board.
way more than me. So, you know, there's too many unanswered questions. I'm not against the project. In fact, I would love to see a good one. Because that land just sits there, that's all it does, is it sits there and grows weeds and a few pine trees, and it's wet, it's very wet. I mean, it is wet. So, you know, I just would like to know what the heck's going on. And I think the landowners around it does.
Yes, sir.
That's my comments.
Thank you. Anyone else want to come up and speak in favor?
Against.
I'm sorry, against, I apologize. I want to remind you to please address only the board, okay?
I ain't got much to say. Lucas Brown, I live on 636 and the land they're talking about right by my house. I just found out like 2 hours ago, so it just seems kind of, I don't know, it seems kind of rushed. So it's like we don't know. I do know it's in a flood zone. So, I mean, that hasn't been talked about. So, because I'm forced to pay flood insurance on the house. So it's, anyways, I don't know if that's been considered, but from what I heard, it sounded like they want to use my road. So, I mean, I know it's everybody's road, but it's a dead end road. So it's kind of one of the perks of the place. And, you know, the road's beat up. So, I mean, I personally don't like a whole lot of extra traffic coming by the house. Now, I know it is, I ain't got nothing against neighbors, but, you know, it's just, you know, kind of been living there 10 years and you just want to kind of change it. And it's, especially if they found out like 2 hours ago, like 6:15 I found out. That's when I found out this was going on. So, anyways, just like more information. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Anyone else want to talk in favor? Come on, let's take this, y'all.
We were approached by the owners that bought the property, the
Hold
Silvers.
up. Mitch, can you say your name?
Derek
I know you
Landon.
are, but yeah.
Derek Landon.
Thank you.
Anyway, the Silvers approached us. They said that they would do a nice development. We said that would fine. We know the work that they do. They were intending on using driveways off of Brunswick Street up to 5 or either 6 lots. Never was intended for the houses to be turned towards us, cut any roads through Sassafras. That got voted down, I guess, because the council or somebody said that you couldn't put all those culverts on Brunswick Street. Is that correct?
It's not been before board yet.
Okay. So between that time, nobody's approached us. Next thing I know, yesterday or day before, we get this plat with all this new development. The Silvers hadn't come and say, hey, we would like your approval on it. Would y'all agree with something like that? They asked us about the first part, but not the second part. So anyway, she said, well, her and Mike on the phone yesterday, if you want to, you could just buy the property. You just heard her say that she had a little over $200,000 in the acreage with the 636 house and a shop. They offered me the property with the shop and not the 636 house for $200,000. Now, would you pay $200,000 and just give them the house? They have no money in it. They're looking at projected money. If all these rights go through, all the rezoning goes through, they're looking at that and trying to sell me something that might happen or might not. If they want it out of the property, I'll give them a reasonable amount of money for it, but I'm not going to pay for the property and give them the house. It's just all been kind of snuck in, and the traffic, the amount of traffic, the dogs, the cats, everything that's going to go on with however many houses they put. We've already got problems now with the stop signs being run. We just had a wreck a few days ago with a car turned over. We got too much traffic already. Magnolia Crossing, Orange Street, the people will come out, they'll go to Magnolia or Orange. They'll essentially go up to Ty Street and try to get out. That's a terrible intersection. Ty first, more wrecks, more problems. It's just a bad idea. 5 houses wouldn't have been a problem off of Brunswick Street, but to try to cut through or either come in on Wayne Street, no. Nobody's in agreement to that.
Thank you.
I thought you'd probably be in favor of the Rex, but no.
I don't want to see nobody. I don't work no harder than I have to.
Did
I don't
y'all
want to see
get
anybody hurt.
notified of the hearing?
Do I now?
Did you get notified?
No. We didn't even know about the last hearing.
You
Nobody
have to-
told us anything about it.
They have to be.
Our commissioner didn't know anything about it. We found this out 2 days ago.
Little red signs weren't there anywhere?
Nothing.
You didn't get a letter?
Nope.
Where's those? I mean, normally they're included in our packets and I don't.
They have to get a letter. They have to be notified.
They didn't come to my address. Mr. Payton come and talk to me about the first proposals when they were gonna do the lots, but he didn't come back the second time and tell me anything, and I'm upset with him about that. Trying to sneak this in,
Have to
but
notify them, don't you?
that's not cool.
There ain't no letters in
Well, this is no.
Thank you, Mr. Landon. Hey, can I ask you a question? You come forward. Hang on. The question is asked. Did you send letters out to all the people?
Yes,
Did
Rosie
you
sent
put
all the
red
letters.
signs out about the zone change?
I believe so.
Why
I
aren't
believe
they
there was
in our
one sign put
packet?
out.
Normally they're in the packets. There's no letters.
Is that not required?
Yeah,
to put the,
It is,
letter.
and to put it out on the Wayne Street end.
Address the board, please.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Did you or didn't you?
I believe it did.
You believe or you
I don't
didn't?
think
I
that's
believe
in the
it did.
packet we got
Yes, sir.
Friday.
They didn't get them.
They didn't
But-
receive the letters you're saying?
They didn't receive the zoning letters?
Mhm.
We haven't been sending any back. Miss Rosie sent all the zoning letters out 2.5 months ago.
I'm a little concerned about the, I believe I put a sign out for you.
Yes. yes.
No, mine's required.
I
Sign
take
is
that
required.
back. The letter
Yes, sir.
is in here. I
And
see
you
a
did
letter
or
in
you
here.
made
You got it. I see
I-
the letter.
You got a picture of it? Is it there now?
It is not there now.
Where did you guys get this?
The letter I see was addressed to Leroy
correct.
Jackson and somebody prior. Is that a
That's
different?
a concern.
Yes, sir.
So when did you pull the sign up if it's not there?
I didn't pull the sign up.
I'm
So
not
I
concerned about the sign
apologize.
not being a sign there,
Okay. Yes, sir.
You
because that's
seem,
not proper notification.
you seem unsure if there was a sign. You're the one that puts the signs up,
No,
aren't you?
that's the problem.
Yes, sir.
Did you put them up or?
I put a sign, I had a
If the
sign in my
sign's not
hand and I
shown
put it
on
up.
Mr. Connor, does that even allow us to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this?
you're supposed to put a sign up. So let me just make
Let him
this
answer
comment
his
for the record.
defense. I mean,
According to the materials I was provided, there were a couple zoning letters provided, and there's a distribution list that has various addressees on it. I'm assuming those letters went out. There was a newspaper ad that appears to have been run. So those two requirements, again, if the letters actually went out, would have been met. Now, the signage, we're supposed to put signs out.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Have we met requirements? The
That's
sign's
been-
not proved to be valid.
Yeah, you gotta have signs out.
But
So
in
where
his
we go from
defense,
here,
are you
just,
saying you put them out or you didn't? I'm,
It's not showing.
Yeah, it's been 2 months now. I believe I did put a sign out. Yes, sir. I'm in full belief that I put a sign out there.
Then where is it?
I'll go check. I'd be glad to go look for it. Do you see us a red sign out there anywhere?
Address the board, please.
You have not seen? Okay, I'm sorry.
So if we didn't put the signs out, then the appropriate thing is, this is a null hearing.
Yeah.
And it needs to be tabled, and you need to redo everything. Need to resend notices, rerun the
Do I need a
newspaper.
motion to do that?
We need a motion to do
I
that.
motion
That is
to
the
table.
determination
No,
that the signs
find
did not
out.
get posted. Then we need to,
What's the process for nulling it right now?
well, this is a improper hearing if a proper notice was
Like I
not
say, we just
provided by
get an improper
signs.
hearing.
That's what I'm asking. Do we go to the motion or is that I just call them?
I think it's over. I mean, I don't think it's this
I'm,
point.
then I'm officially closing the hearing. Please get the proper notification out to these people.
Now, again, that would be without prejudice to the property owner. They can start the process
Right.
over. But yeah, this hearing was not proper. if it
So
was
you
a
clear
proper-
this without prejudice, and you gotta get the proper notification out to everybody.
do they have to go back before the zoning board, Mr. Connor?
Sir,
Do they have to go all the way back before the zoning board again or just come to
I don't
us?
think you need to go back to the zoning board.
They just-
But it does need to be advertised in the newspaper again.
Now, he's got to redo the whole notice process. Got to send out letters, got to run the ad in the paper, got to put the sign on the property.
Okay.
Just like you have to do
Not the
there.
zoning board, it comes straight to us.
Here's closed.
Can I ask that we get
Yes,
pictures of the
here's
signage
close.
being placed for moving forward? Like, I don't know why that would be a policy that we have some sort of photo evidence of that sign being placed. I mean, I think that would be wise.
And now I got concerns as the rest of them do.
And for future record, what we do in other jurisdictions is we make the zoning official take photos of the sign.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Good.
All we got to do is take a.
Well, and look, the delivery people do that. I got a delivery today and they sent me an email and it had a picture of the package sitting there, so that, I don't think,
That will be.
that's no offense to you. I think that's something they do everywhere.
That will be a part of,
Okay.
part of your initial training, but that will be a part of.
That hearing is closed, and you understand the project, you're restarting the process. Okay. All right, public hearing for plat approval for Flower Subdivision, 336.
This would be.
That would be, yeah, again, we'd
Yeah,
have to table
those
that
well.
or withdraw
All
it.
right, so both of them.
Why don't we take a recess for a few minutes, Mr. Mayor?
I got a question here. So we got, all the rest of these are all public hearings. Are you positive that signs have been out on the rest of these? Stand up, come to the.
No, it don't,
podium,
he's
please.
got too much pause.
I want to know, are you sure you've done the process on the us? Not, I believe, don't look at the man over there,
No.
address the board.
No, but I do not believe so, sir.
Then I'm
And these
boarding all
are
of them.
improper hearings and
Can I
I,
do that? And we process start on these? He don't know if he's put the signs on any of them.
I thought we'd
No.
already made that determination. I think you already determined that.
I
this
thought that
hearing
was just
was
still, so we're doing all of them.
But it's like
But we got several of these.
Yes. there's
There's
several
Oh, you
of them.
mean for all of these?
Yeah, he don't put on any of them.
I am
Are you positive?
positive that a sign went out at Silva's, but I cannot place the sign back.
I am rolling every one of them
So,
tonight until you redo them.
Now, wait a minute, let me just say this now. I'm not necessarily for this, but now we're putting the man a little bit on the spot because I couldn't
It's a
tell you
big
what
deal,
I had.
Tim, you do
I
this.
understand, but I can't exactly tell you what I had for lunch yesterday. You're talking about 2 or 3 months back. If he says he believes he put them out there.
Tim, this is changing, this can change people's life.
Yeah, this
I
is,
understand.
this
I
is,
understand. I'm
no
not for the
questions,
rezone. I
I know.
just don't believe we need to attack Mr. Williams.
I'm not trying to attack him, but that's his job is to put
that
something.
is correct.
And he will in the future give us a picture. Is that
There will
right,
be,
Mr.
there will be
Evans?
photographic evidence of
Start over
every
on every
sign.
one of these.
That's
Back to the
without-
zoning board or for the commissioner
Where
hearing.
does it need to go with it, Mr. Conner?
Well, I mean, again, if we're making a determination that a proper signage was not posted, then the hearings could not occur anyway. So if that's what we're making a determination of, we can't have a hearing.
That's correct.
Got to do 3 things. Got to send letters, got to advertise it in newspaper, got to put signs up. If you don't
But it
do
comes-
those 3 things, it's
It
a
doesn't
no.
come to the zoning board again. Is that what you're saying, or it has to?
No,
go
no,
to the
no, I
zoning
don't
it
think
can
it needs to
come-
go back to the zoning
back
board. I
to
just
the-
think we need
It
to.
can come back to the
Here.
commission.
Okay.
Okay, get this notification out and get the signs out and take.
We'll
pictures.
redo all the, yes, we'll redo all the notifications.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So that puts us right down to, yes, y'all, I am sincerely sorry on behalf of the city for what we just went through. And that has been a absolute terrible meeting. Please forgive us. We're gonna get this straightened out. With that, item to the city manager.
So, the only thing I have,
Ma'am, please. Go ahead.
We have been in the process of working with the tax commissioner to really rectify some of the tax sale properties that are going forth. And as we have discovered, some of the people aren't aware that they have separate taxes. So when they are buying these tax sale properties, they're not aware that they have to pay the city portion. And so they are coming in and they're having to correct that. And so what we have come up with is an opportunity for us that whenever these delinquent tax sale properties are done, the tax commissioner would collect the portion for the city and provide the city with their amount that is due from that sale. She's asking for a 6% price on that, and I think that is reasonable for her to get all that rectified and then send the city their portion for the tax sale properties. And so I wanted to bring that before you all tonight.
I'm totally in favor. I think it's a great idea. I think we need to pass that 6% on to the delinquent taxpayer.
Can we do that?
Yes, sir. Great. So we amended the contract to clean up some issues. That may be another thing we want to
We
just
just add it in there. Okay.
She'll
Unless the
add
date was
6%
day
to the
before,
bill.
it's not on the agenda though to do that. Can we vote on that?
No. This, I was bringing this up in the comments for you all to let you know what we're working on. And so I provided you all with it. We'll have to make some adjustments to this contract. This has not been signed and I can't sign this. You have to actually sign it.
But it has to be on the agenda first.
Yes, to take official action on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
So we want to bring it up and let you know what the issue was that we were having with the tax sale properties, and we want to rectify that through this contract.
Is that what, Heather, you good with that? They're about letting him bring that back to us? Okay. Isaiah? Yeah. Okay. You good? All right, then do that. Bring it before the next meeting.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
All right. Items for city commissioner, starting with the second district. Houston. I have nothing.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Ms. Scott?
Yeah, I just have
No,
one.
you have nothing.
I just have one quick thing. I already said what I wanted to say about the police department. I think our department, for our city, I don't think you'll find a better police department anywhere around. And I think a lot of that goes to our public safety director and our police chief and all of our officers straight on down. Also, the firefighters are the same way. And I just want to say to them and their families, I think that this whole board agrees that these firefighters need a new place to live, basically, because they live there for 2 days, 48 hours straight. These young men and women are protecting life and property in the city 24/7 through hurricanes, whatever. I think we all agree that we need a totally new headquarters type station. The only thing we disagree on is what that new area is going to look like. I think we all agree they need a better facility, because I agree with the city manager. What we have now is completely unacceptable. And so how we get to that point, I think is still up in the air. But I just want to thank them for the work they do and encourage them not to get discouraged, because you're going to get a new facility. We just don't quite know what that looks like. And so, but I echo my comments about the police department as far as the fire department too. That's all I have.
Someone points out that our charter is drawn up to where if there's not a full panel, if there's a full panel, we can't run into a tie like we did earlier. Just, y'all may not know this. If a full panel's here is 6 and they tie, I can break the tie. If there's not a full panel, my vote's taken off the table. That's why, and you have to have 4 people to approve something. So that's, we're having to be short of a commissioner is what caused that dilemma. With the other issue, I apologize again, and we're gonna fix the issue. With that, I'm turning the meeting.
The bad person.
Oh, wow.
Cameraman.
Hey, I wanted to
games.
Oh, okay.